for somebody, something. And he had nothing, but at least he could provide a cup of coffee. May Allah reward him and all the Syrian people. The last story I'll tell you is one of hope. In one of the days, I was doing mostly pediatric work when I was there, and I saw 4 children come in with a mama. Maybe she was in her late 20s or 30s, and she was hilarious. This woman was great sense of humor. She smiled, even though she had nothing to smile for, subhanAllah. She smiled, and she came in and she made a couple of jokes. And when I asked her what the name of her kids were, she had 3 sons and a young daughter. And she told me the names. I can't remember the name of the sons, maybe Muhammad, Ahmed, or Yusuf. And then I said, what's the name of your daughter? And she said, Sham is the name of my daughter. I said, that's interesting, right? In America, we don't really call our kids the name of towns and cities, except for celebrities do that sometimes. But we don't do that classically, right? We don't call somebody Long Island or the Bronx, right? And so I said, why did you name her Sham? And she said, Sham is Damascus to me. And that's where we used to live. And I have a hope one day that even though Sham, the daughter, had never seen it before, that one day Allah Ta'ala grants us that again. That moment of hope reminded me of a story of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. When in the battle of the trench in Medina, when there was only a few thousand Muslims in the Quraysh and all the tribes had come against the Muslims trying to wipe them out once and for all, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ the Sahaba began building a trench by the advice of one of the Sahaba. And when they built a trench, the moat around it without water, at one point they hit a boulder and the Sahaba said, we can't go, it's huge this boulder. We can't go around it, it's going to take too long and we know they're going to come tomorrow or the day after and we need to get through it quickly. And the Prophet took the pickaxe himself, or the shovel himself, and he went down into the trench. And this was a moment when the Muslims thought they were going to be wiped out forever. They were confident by the numbers, statistically, there was no way the Muslims could win this battle. But the Prophet went into the trench himself, he rolled up his sleeves and he struck the boulder. And every time he struck the boulder, what did he say? Pure optimism, even in the face of a worldly defeat. He said, we will open Persia, and I see the gates of Rome and Constantinople. And every time he struck the boulder, it fell to pieces. That's what this woman reminded me of Muhammad ﷺ. The optimism she had, even though common sense would tell us there's no reason to be optimistic for the Syrian people. But optimism is a character of the Muslim. I remind you and myself that there is a moment on Fridays when Allah Ta'ala says that He will accept all dua. We ask Allah to forgive us for the times we have forgotten what He has given us and forgotten the Syrian people and all of our brothers and sisters in the world who are suffering. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم إن الله غفور رحيم. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Muhammad. I'll remind you that in the beginning of creation, when Adam a.s. was created, Allah told the angels to bow down to him and Iblis said no, he will not bow down, and he disobeyed Allah Ta'ala. And then he asked for reprieve from Allah until the day of judgment. Oh Allah, allow me to be a test for mankind until the day of judgment. That's what the shaitan wished. And Allah said, I will grant you reprieve until the day of judgment. And the response of the shaitan is extremely important for us to know as Muslims, because Allah is giving us this knowledge for a reason. The shaitan said, you have granted me reprieve. For humankind, I will go at them from the front of them, and I will come from behind them, and I will go from the right of them and the left of them. And listen to the last part. And I will make them, and you will not find most of them thankful. You will find them ungrateful. The characteristic that the shaitan is trying to instill within every single one of us. He will consider himself successful if he makes you and me ungrateful. How do we show gratitude then? How is it that we show gratitude appropriately? How is it that we make the shaitan lose and the Muslims win? How do we make Allah Ta'ala proud of His creation? How do we gain the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala by gratitude? How do we do it? I'll give you 3 things in my mind, at least for the Syrian people, that we can do to show gratitude. Because gratitude is not just of the tongue. Right? If I tell my wife, thank you, every single day, but don't do anything more than that, she's not going to think I love her very much, or I'm grateful for the things that she does for me. I have to show something, right? I have to be there when she needs me, give her a gift once in a while, say a sweet word, give her a hug. That's what you have to do something. It's not just about lip service. And the 3 things that I can think about, one is donate. And this is the simplest thing that you can do. It can be $1, it could be a larger sum of money, it can be clothes, it can be time. Do something with what you have for the Syrian people, your brothers and sisters in Islam. Show some concern for the limb that is aching. Lose a little sleep for the Syrian people, your brothers and sisters. The second thing I will tell you, and you can donate to many organizations. I went with the Syrian American Medical Society. Google it and donate to them, because I promise you, you can put it on my neck that they're doing very good work. I saw it myself. But there are other beautiful organizations you can donate to. Islamic Relief and Mercy Relief. These are beautiful organizations. Find one that you trust. I trust Sam's personally, but I'm not going to fundraise. You go find yourself. Do a little bit of research on Google and find the place that you're going to donate, and I'll be happy with that. Inshallah, Allah will comes from you. Donate 1. 2 is educate every single person that you ever get in touch with. We as Muslims are so used in America to being on the defensive that we allow people to say miserable things about our brothers and sisters. Never allow, and I am guilty of this myself before this trip, a colleague, a classmate, a teacher, a professor, a patient, saying something like, we don't want those refugees in our country. Maybe a lot of them are terrorists. Or they dehumanize or demonize our brothers and sisters in Islam. 51% of the refugees that I mentioned, 4.5 million of them, are under the age of 18. 38% of them are under the age of 12. 1.5 million or more are children. Do not let anybody say anything bad against the Syrian refugees. How dare they, and how dare anybody allow them? Educate them, but first you have to educate yourself. Teach people of the reality of the Syrian refugees. There's documentaries on Netflix about Zakari. Go watch it so you can educate yourself and be confident. No, you will not speak bad about my brothers and sisters. You will not make their lives worthless when you think your life is worth something. Who are you to say something like this? When Allah Ta'ala talks about our ummah as a body and everybody being that valuable. Those people in that camp, I promise you, are better than us. I saw them smile and say Alhamdulillah in things that I couldn't imagine experiencing. And we complain about anything. It's what we do. It's almost Jersey, and I'm a Jersey guy, right? It's almost Jersey to complain and be sarcastic. It's a little bit New York too, right? It's East Coast of this, complain and be sarcastic. These people did not utter a complaint even though they had every reason to complain. They said Alhamdulillah, and they made dua for us. They made dua for us in America. I had people come up to me and say, please make dua. I make dua. May Allah reward the people who sent you to us. How dare we then forget about these people? And the last thing I'll say is this. 1 was donate, 2 is educate. But third thing is make dua for your brothers and sisters. It takes a few seconds. Do not sleep this night until you think about your brothers and sisters who look like you, bleed the blood that you bleed, hearts look like yours and beat like yours, suffer in the cold and starve and thirst. Those mothers worry the way your mothers worried about you when you were small. Those fathers are concerned about providing food for their children the way you are for your children. Think about them at least. Because on the day of judgment, imagine us as Americans who have toilet water, but they would be happy to drink. In the Zakari refugee camp, our toilet water is cleaner than their water supply. They don't have running water. Imagine on the day of judgment facing the 4.5 million Syrian refugees, us living in the luxury that we live. The poorest amongst us is richer than the richest amongst them. It's a fact. Imagine facing them on the day of judgment and saying, I couldn't even think about you. I couldn't even use my tongue to make dua to Allah Ta'ala for you. May Allah protect us from having to experience that by instead being amongst those who constantly make dua for them. Let's make dua together. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to forgive us for the sins that we have committed. Oh Allah, we ask you to forgive us the times that we have forgotten about our brothers and sisters. Oh Allah, we ask you to forgive us for the times we have been ungrateful. Oh Allah, we ask you to make us always of those who are grateful. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to relieve the hardships of the Syrian people. Oh Allah, we ask you to grant them peace through a form of justice. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to fill their stomachs with food so they may not starve. And oh Allah, we ask you to wrap them with warmth so that they may survive this cold. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to make us of those in America as tools of seeking pleasure, your pleasure, by serving those people. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to unite the Ummah. Oh Allah, we ask you to make them victorious in Syria, and victorious in Palestine, and victorious in Somalia, and victorious in the Central African Republic. And oh Allah, we ask you to make victorious the Uyghurs, brothers and sisters in China. Oh Allah, we ask you to relieve their hardships and make us as American Muslims tools of their success. Oh Allah, we ask and beg of you to send peace and blessings upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and upon his wives and upon his companions. Oh Allah, we ask and beg you to send peace and blessings upon those who followed them. And we ask you, oh Allah, to send peace and blessings upon his entire ummah. Wa akhna alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa aqim as-salat.
We imagine, inshallah, after Jum'ah, we're going to pray Salat al-Asr, Jama'ah, so please stay on.
استغفر.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Very briefly, first of all, I'm thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this opportunity to come in this rough weather and to pray our Salatul Juma. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it and multiply it many times in our account. For venturing to come and attend the khutbah and Salatul Juma. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward our brother Ahmad Yusuf, who is a medical doctor, internist, and also child specialist, who took time to go to Jordan and work there and spent his time. There's one sister who was also there in the camp from our community, Sister Zubia, and she informed me that this is an organization and there's a brother from Pakistan who was working. So I requested him to come, and he came today in this rough weather from New Jersey. MashaAllah, he's very courageous and brave. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his effort and reward him, inshallah. Please give the money, generate the money, give your contribution for the sake of our Muslim Ummah in Syria. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and reward you, and you will give in the name of MDQ, Masjid Darul Quran, Peshawar, and inshallah we will send a check along with our own contribution to this organization, SAMS, what is the Syrian American Medical Society, inshallah. And we will make dua, also make dua for the mother of Brother Surat Khan. Brother Surat Khan, who is the chairman of the Board of Trustees. He lost his mother a couple of days ago, and a couple of other brothers. Inshallah, we will make dua for them. Brother Naeem Rahman, friend of Brother Athar Suhail, and uncle of Hafiz Mahbub Lahi, passed away. Inshallah, after Dr. Hafiz Rahman. Okay, inshallah, and get ready after you are done with Sunnah, and we will have Salatul Asr.
Assalamu alaikum. A very important event took place on Wednesday. What was it? Anybody knows? Anybody knows? For the first time, our president visited a mosque. Now, I want each one of you, along with your families, and along with your children especially, listen to every single word from the beginning to the end that the president uttered. Because this was a lesson in Islamic history in the USA. This was a lesson in Constitution. This was a lesson of your rights as Muslims in America. And the president could not have said it any better. So we thank the president. He took a bold step, and we owe a word of thanks to him. We owe it to ourselves, and especially our children, that you listen to every single word that he said. It was a beautiful speech. It was a speech, as I said, a history of Islam in America. He told us what the forefathers did for Islam, how the slaves came, how the first mosque was built, and most important, how today you, the Americans, are protecting America. You are policemen, you are in the army, you are in the Navy. So it was a wonderful speech. Thank you very much. Do listen to it. It's available online, and if somebody doesn't have it, maybe we'll ask the president one evening, you know.
You can access it through C-SPAN. C-SPAN 3 has it on online, and you can see also the little girl who introduced the president, Sister Sabah. It's really a great event. You should see it. Inshallah, I would like to remind you to register for voting. We have to register. If you are not registered, please talk to me. I'll give you the form. I help you. We have to register. We have to show our voice, because if we don't speak up for us, nobody will gonna speak for us. We have to speak for ourselves. So please register. If you need help, come. We'll help you, inshallah. Just to add to Dr. Ahmed's message about the Syria. This is, we know about the refugee outside Syria, but inside Syria, the same situation. It's not better. I call them almost every week, if not every other days. They don't have electric, they don't have heat, no oil for cooking, gas for cooking, nothing. They are suffering exactly like those who are outside the country. So even those inside, they cannot do anything. On top of this, the sanction against Syria, it's not hurting the government, it's hurting the people. Every time I try to transfer money to them, a lot of poor and deserving people in Syria, I'm not allowed to. I cannot send a penny to Syria. We have to do it through other channels. If somebody go in there, we can give him money to distribute it to the poor people inside Syria. Outside Syria, it's easy to do that. But the one inside are more terrible than those outside. The same situation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them get this war ended, inshallah, soon, and go back to the normal life, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
I have been informed by Brother Muhammad Shahid that he lost his niece in Pakistan. So I will make dua. And Sister Farzana Kandkar has a cancer from Bangladesh. Inshallah, will make dua. Father of Mustafa Sayyid is not well, so we'll make dua for him as well, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasuli Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ighfir lahum warhamhum wa nawwir quburahum waj'al quburahum rawzatan min riyadil jannah wa la taj'al quburahum hufratan min hufran niran. Allahumma ighfir li hayyina wa mayyitina wa shahidina wa ghaibina wa saghirina wa kabirina wa dhakarina wa unsana. Allahumma man ahyaytahu minna fahiyya lil Islam wa man tawaffaytahu minna fatawaffahu ala al iman. Allahumma anta shafi la shifa illa شفاء شفاء لا يغادر سقما وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلق محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Inshallah, within 2-3 minutes, when you are done with Sunnah prayer, we will stand up once again and we will offer our Salatul Asr.